Now, my comments about Governor Alfred Mutua of Machakos have been received in some quarters, not in a very good way. The truth is, I've received a lot of backlash from NASA supporters, Wavinya Ndeti supporters, yeah, but mostly the vast majority of people, yeah, who have hit back at me do not understand what is happening here. If I can be very blunt and tell you what the reasoning of these people is, it's the following. What they are saying is that Alfred Mutua supported Uhuru Kenyatta, and therefore Alfred Mutua supported the massive fraud against the Kenyan people that happened in August 8th last year. They are saying that indeed it is very possible that Alfred Mutua won as a result of pap. In other words, he benefited from the fraud, and that's why he was re-elected governor. And therefore, because of those facts, anybody who supports Mutua has lost the plot. That is their reasoning, yeah, and that's what makes them blind to very many things. Now, I've always said on this channel that when you get emotional, you cannot analyze politics, because your heart, your emotions will always cloud your judgment. And in that bandwagon of people who get into politics emotionally, I'll include those people already on one side. Yeah, they've already decided I'm a Jubilee person. And then you purport to be an analyst of politics. Yeah, and you start your channel where you come out and give people your views. It will not work. Somewhere along the line, you're going to get stuck. And I'm going to give you a very visible, clear example that we can all refer to. Without mentioning names, going into the elections last August, we heard that some people, very prominent political analysts, who are firmly on one side, okay? Where are they now? Well, some of them still have channels on YouTube, some of them are still speaking, but they're confused. The very clear and emphatic analysis, although skewed, yeah, of last year is gone. And now they're just beating about the bush, confused, running around in circles, trying to capture an audience, trying to generate views by picking very nice-looking, attractive topics. But really they're saying nothing. They're in sixes and sevens, yeah? And it's not because these people are not brilliant. It's not because these people are not smart. It's because they approached political analysis with emotions, nothing else. Some of these people are making a lot of capital by bashing Raila Odinga, which was easy. Yeah. Now after the handshake, who do you bash? You try and bash DP Ruto, but then you remember he's within Jubilee. Yeah. And you're not sure what direction Jubilee is going. Yeah, because they're all still speaking with one voice, at least most of them. Yeah. So you want to retain your support for Jubilee. So you become totally confused. You start wondering who is the new enemy. There's nobody in sight. And so what do? You rush to the Kumekucha channel and you view the videos on Kumekucha channel and you try and copy ideas from here. But you see, the thing about copying ideas is you have a very big disadvantage. You don't know where the originator was coming from. Yeah, and the originator has been consistent. So you just get even more mixed up. Yeah. The bottom line is that political realignments have changed dramatically since last August. Okay. We have Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga on one side. Okay. The enemy, yeah, or the person on the other side is DP Ruto camp. And then we have a third force that's gathering momentum every other day. And this is the long-suffering people of Kenya. They are waking up to the reality. They're smelling the coffee. And they're saying, no, we don't want more of the same old, to Turkey. We don't want, we are tired, we are sick, we are fed up. So those are our current political realignments. But if you're emotional, now how do you adjust to that? Impossible. Now let me tell you the reality about Governor Alfred Mutua, yeah, and where a lot of us are getting it wrong. And we'll start with a few very important foundational points we need to take very careful note of. Number one, It is true that Governor Alfred Mutua's win in the 2017 general elections is in doubt. And kindly note my choice of words. Yeah, it is possible, that he did not have enough numbers to take Machakos. It is possible. I'm not saying it happened. And if this is true, it happened because of the tsunami that swept right across Ukambani and Eastern Province, or rather most of Eastern Province. And this was the NASA wave. Okay, voters were voting, as the Kenyans have always traditionally voted, were voting for a party. They were voting for a presidential candidate. And this extended to all the other choices. So you're voting for the Raila Kalonzo Musyoka ticket of NASA. It doesn't make sense to vote for Governor Mutua. Yeah, that's how it has been going. So on that I agree. However, and this is point number 2, Mutua's case was different. Where was it different? Because the man had emotional support on the ground, right up to the grassroots. He had something that very few politicians in Kenya have ever had, a track record for development. And trust me, I was on the ground. I was not following politics from press conferences. I was on the ground speaking to voters last August. So you have this woman, she's in a rural area, and she tells me, look, my daughter got pregnant. And I really panicked because I knew she was going to get complications. She has always had complications. And so when she gets pregnant, we start raising money for taxi fare all the way to Machakos town and the main hospital in Machakos. And I'm deep in the rural areas, 15, 20 kilometers away from Machakos town. And our condition is such that I cannot carry her on a motorcycle. And even that motorcycle will be very expensive. Now what this Governor Mutua did, he brought an ambulance to our shopping center, just here, just behind where I live. And so this time, she was rushed to hospital in an ambulance. I did not have to worry about raising money to get her to Machakos. And she was treated, and she gave birth safely, and both her and the baby are alive. Now if you come here and you start telling me that I should not vote for Governor Mutua, you are not making any sense to me. Now that is somebody deep in the rural areas, they've hardly gone to school, their reasoning is not, you wouldn't say that they're a very smart person. They're a very simple village lady, elderly village lady. And that is what she's saying. Therefore, this wave which swept through Kambani, may not have affected Governor Mutua as much as it would have affected him had he had no track record. Indeed, I agree with the statement he made recently in an interview, in fact yesterday, on Citizen TV. He said, had he not had a track record, he would have lost very emphatically last August. And I agree with that. That is absolutely true. Wabini Ndeti would have won by a landslide. However, the story that I've just told you is scattered all over his county, right across the county. Now I can hear most of you saying, this man is just a PR man, the governor of cinema, those roads of his don't work, those boreholes are not there, etc., etc. Well, voters in Machakos don't seem to agree with what you're saying. I'll tell you what happened in Machakos, and I'll tell you by giving you a story. I'll illustrate it so that you understand clearly what happened in Machakos. You're trying to seduce this young lady in the village, okay? So you send her flowers, you send her gifts, you spend a lot of money. And then finally you approach her and you tell her, look, I think me and you can be husband and wife one day, And she tells you, no, I know you very well. I know what you did to Mbula, I know what you did to Rose, I know what you did to Mary, and you're trying to do the same to me. Therefore my answer is no, I'm not interested, and stop sending those gifts. Naturally you're very hurt, so you decide to fix this lady. So what you do is start spreading rumors. She has had 2 or 3 abortions, you start telling people. Or she has got a secret affair with a very old fat politician. Or she pretends to go to church, but she actually drinks, in hiding. She's a hypocrite. etc., etc. Now at first, these rumors don't have an impact, because they're not true, they're all false. However, after a little time of your persistence, they begin to gain traction. And the poor village beauty starts feeling the heat. The stories get back to her. And therefore, whenever she's walking out in the village, going to the market, she's holding her head high. And she's also very defensive. And she stops greeting people she meets like she used to do before, because she's feeling very defensive and very angry. And so people start saying, you see, actually this woman is very proud. You see, even she doesn't greet people nowadays. So at the end of the day, this lady gets a very bad image, which is all false. But it's the image which sticks. Now, this is what has happened to Governor Mutua. And what has happened is that these rumors, this propaganda, has gained traction on the national stage. As I've always said here, image is everything. The facts, the truth are often irrelevant. But if anybody wanted to look for the truth, it's there for you to see. Go to Machakos. See the Machakos People's Park. It was not there before. It was built by Governor Mutua. It brings in revenue to Machakos. Huge revenue that was not there before. Now that one is not a movie, it's a reality. The place is there, it exists, it works. Go deep into the rural areas, the ambulances are there and they're saving lives. The boreholes are there, they're working. Some of them are not working, but many of them are working. People's lives are being changed. Solid track record. However, the image speaks different. Now the very fascinating thing that Governor Mutua has going for him is that politically things have changed. If there was another election in Machakos today, things would be very different. I predict Mutua would win by a landslide. Why? Because the politics has changed. There's no longer a NASA wave in Ukambani. Kenyan voters have woken up. They can now tell the difference between politicking, and looking for a leader will actually make a difference. Indeed, I'm wishing that there's a by-election in Machakos so that people see exactly what I'm talking about. Because Governor Mutua will win by a landslide. A much bigger victory than what he had on August 8th, stolen or not. And this one will be there clearly for everybody to see. I don't hold any brief for Governor Mutua. Indeed, I do not support his decision last August to support the re-election of Uhuru Kenyatta. I don't. However, you cannot take away his achievements from him. You can't. No amount of propaganda can do that. Secondly, he's the kind of leader Kenyans are looking for. People who actually deliver. Not leaders who ask you to side with them because you're from the same tribe as them. Not leaders who tell you to side with them because they're running for the presidency and they need support from the backyard. Irrespective of their track record, and some of these people have even halted development projects. They have blocked benefits from going to the people, which is even worse. It's better they'd have just done nothing. Since they don't have the ideas, they should have just stayed out of it. But they didn't. They interfered and they blocked, and they continue to block benefits from going to the people. And the voters are waking up very fast, and they're seeing all these things. All I pray for is a fair, credible, verifiable election. That's it. The voters will speak, and they'll speak so loudly, you'll not fail to hear what they're saying. Now, I've highlighted this case, not because I love Governor Mutua so much. The main reason why I've highlighted this case is that I'm hoping this situation is going to be replicated countrywide, where leaders or those standing for political office will only be judged by what they can deliver or what they've already delivered, and nothing else. Until next time, this is Kshs Kumekucha.